Okay. Sorry about that. Let's see if we can get people back in here. That is very annoying. I'm so sorry about that live stream issue. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, thank goodness. This always happens to me. Okay, you can hear me and see me. I'm sorry that this is late. I just want to make sure that everybody, sorry, that is the wrong one. I want to make sure that everybody that went to the other live stream sees that I created a new one. I'm so sorry, guys. I really, really, really hate when that happens. There we go. I had my microphone and my camera connected. I'm glad that you made it over here. I'm so sorry for that complication. I feel bad because people are going to go to that live stream. So I think maybe I should edit. Yeah. Live stream didn't work. Go to comments. I'm making that the title, and then I'm going to hope people see that. There we go. Go to comments. Okay. And that way we can get started. I'm so sorry that we're late. I wanted to use the microphone, but I guess we're just not going to be able to do that. So hopefully you guys can hear me just fine. There's going to be a lot of people that are not going to make it or go to the wrong link, and I feel bad. But what's annoying is with YouTube, I can't edit, so I couldn't change where the sound was coming from within the stream. So I had to end it. And then when I ended it, then my original link disappeared. So it's kind of a disaster. So I'm really sorry. But let's just go ahead and get started, because I guess what are you going to do, you know? Welcome. Can you guys hear me from here? I'm sure you can. My AC is a little loud right now. Let me fix this. Perfect. Okay. So today, this is going to be welcome in. I see the numbers going up a little bit. I'm so sorry that the link was wrong there. So please do forgive me for that. This is going to be a really, really amazing practice. This is probably one of my favorites to teach. Before I get started though, and please do comment and let me know if you struggle to hear me at any time or if anything happens. I will keep an eye on the comments, and then after class, I will also take questions. So if during class you struggle and you need some help, feel free to kind of just ask me after class. So it's going to be about 30 minutes. I know I'm a little bit late, so we're just going to go over time slightly. Now, a few things to remember before getting started. First and foremost, if you feel any pain, there's a difference between that tension feeling that you want to feel when you are stretching and improving your flexibility and mobility. We want to have pressure on the muscles and the joints in a way, but pain is different. So anything that feels unbearable, something that just doesn't feel right, you'll feel it in your gut, right? Don't push past that. Don't sort of force your way into feeling more of that sensation if it just doesn't feel right to you. So just stop right away. And then I'll also share some ways to sort of make a movement smaller as well, which is very, very important when we are improving our flexibility. You don't want to damage the muscles, right? Because when you cause scar tissue in the muscles, it grows back thicker, which is not going to help if you're trying to improve your flexibility. You need to take it slow, start as a beginner. So if you're feeling like this is really tricky, I can't force my body into this position, don't even go there. Rather make the movement smaller so that you can build your way up. If I started playing golf tomorrow or today, I would not know how to swing. I would really struggle. So put me on a golf course, I'm not going to be good at it. You have to be bad at something first before you can be good. So try not to let that ego talk to you when you are wanting to get further into position. Rather, take it slow, don't damage your muscles, it's just counterproductive, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. I see quite a few of you are in here. Apologies if you went to the other live stream. I could not edit the sound, we had sound issues. We're gonna go ahead and get started in a cat-cow, loosen up our foundation a little bit, and then we can go down into the hamstrings. So let's start in tabletop position, wrists beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Take a deep breath in as you send your belly button down towards the floor, arching your spine, tailbone is going up, your chin is lifted. As you exhale, tuck in the pelvis, start to round the spine, push the shoulder blades away from one another and tuck in the chin. Inhale, arch, send that belly button down, chin goes up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone in, round the spine. Back of your rib cage is really reaching for the sky here. You kind of want to feel a stretch in the upper back, and you're tucking in the chin as much as you can too. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale to arch. Exhale, round. Let's do 3 more rounds here. Loosen up your foundation. That really is the key. You want to make sure that your spine is nice and supple, nice and lubricated. And that's going to help warm you up for a really effective stretch as well. Deep breath in. Nice long exhale. You're going to come back to center. Right away, tuck your toes under. And if you haven't done a down dog with me before, we do it a little bit differently here. You're going to keep your knees as bent as you can. You're going to find belly to thigh connection, sending your bum up towards the sky. And you're going to kind of look between your feet. Send your chest towards your knees. So this is kind of your optimal position. From here, this is when you're going to assess your hamstring flexibility. You're going to start to send your heels down. Now, if it's the morning for you, you're going to be tight. I'm really tight. It's the morning for me. It's okay. So you're sending your heels down until you feel a stretch. Now, you may feel the stretch already over here. That's okay. Stay there. Just send your heels down until you feel a stretch. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, can you slightly lower your heels? So you're kind of sending your heels a little bit lower with that exhalation. We're incorporating breath work here. We're providing the muscles with oxygen. This is going to help them relax and lengthen. Deep breath in. Exhale, send those heels down. Inhale again. Exhale, send the heels down. Okay, now one heel at a time, send your right heel down and then your left. So we're going to start to create a little bit of an awakening in the fascia along the posterior chain. So just kind of doing this one heel at a time is also going to make it a little bit easier. It's not going to be as much pressure. Do make sure that you're maintaining a nice straight spine. And if you need to take a break at any time, like your wrists are talking to you, your back's talking to you, just drop your heels down, take a break, shake out your hands. And, you know, I'm very used to this by now, but I do remember at first I need to take some breaks, and that's okay. Keep pedaling the feet. Let's hold one leg down at a time. So we've got one heel down, deep breath in here. Exhale, can you lower it down a little more? Even send your chest towards your knees a little more. Inhale. Exhale. Imagine that breath going into that heel. A little bit of an imagination thing going on here. Inhale again. Exhale, sending that oxygen into the heel. Let's do the other heel. Whichever one you did first, doesn't matter. Just do the other. Inhale. And exhale.
can you go a little bit lower? Deep breath in. And exhale. One more breath. And exhale. Okay. Both heels are going to be in the same position now, wherever that is. If your knees are bent, that's okay. If your heels are lifted off the ground, totally fine. Deep breath in here. As you inhale, I want you to lift your heels up and then straighten your legs. And then we're going to tuck the tailbone in, round forward, come into elephant, okay? So you're stopping here. You're up on your toes. You've rounded slightly and come forward onto your wrists a little bit. Now you're going to arch, send your tailbone up towards the sky, come back, bring your heels down. Okay, so inhale, lift those heels up high, tuck in the tailbone, round forward, slightly coming onto your wrist. We're just putting a little bit of pressure there, not too much, okay? And then you're going to lift that tailbone back, come back onto your heels as you exhale. Inhale, high to the ball ones of the feet, tuck the tailbone in. We're rippling forward only a little bit. And then you exhale, send that tailbone up, back onto the heels. So already you're going to feel a lot going on. And I just want to remind you, if you have bent knees here, you're coming up onto the toes, you're rippling forward, you got those bent knees, you're arching, sending your tailbone back, just finding that belly to thigh connection again, that's okay. So really just do what is in your practice today and don't allow that ego to talk to you. Let's do 3 more here. High to the ball onto the feet, ripple forward onto the wrists. Remember, take a break if you need to, if your wrists are really talking to you. Just shake it out. You can always come back to this later. You will receive that replay. Inhale, tailbone back up towards the sky. Heels down. Last one. High to the ball ones of the feet. Ripple forward, elephant. Tailbone up. Send your weight back. One more breath here. Exhale, draw your chest to your knees. Really intense. Let's lower the knees down. I'm going to take a break too, and I'm going to check that everything's good. Great, I'm glad you guys can hear me. How are we feeling? I know that your hamstrings are talking to you already. Mine definitely are. And you know what? I really needed this because I have been hiking and walking a lot, and that really makes my muscles tight. Okay, so we're shaking it out a little bit. Let's come back into our down dog. So whatever your perfect optimal down dog is, you know where that is for you. We're not forcing that stretch in the hamstrings, but what we are doing is maintaining straightness in the spine. We're not rounding here so that we can have straight legs. Now, when I do tell you to round, there is a purpose that in your down dog, you want to have this belly to thigh connection rather than the rounding to have straight legs, because you're not going to be stretching the hamstrings there. Okay, deep breath in. We're in our down dog. Exhale, draw the chest to the knees. Now, inhale, look to the top of your mat. You're going to step your right foot behind your right hand, and then your left foot behind your left hand. So now, again, we have that belly to thigh connection. We are in a forward fold. If you do feel like you need the ground to be higher towards you, you can grab a book or something like that, or 2 blocks. I don't think it's necessary, because if you are bending your knees a lot, you should be able to find that connection. Now from here, take a deep breath in. Really connect the belly to the knee, to the thighs. And then as you exhale, I want you to tuck in your pelvis. See if you can round your spine here and straighten the legs. Now, we're no flossing along the spine. So we're creating a little bit of a dynamic movement. Inhale, bend the knees, arch your spine, tipping your tailbone up towards the sky. Exhale, tuck in the tailbone, round the spine, really, really sending the back of your ribcage up towards the sky. So kind of like when we were in cat-cow, but we're standing. So you're really rounding. And if you need to bend your knees here still, that's okay. Inhale, bend, arch as much as you can. You're really sending that tailbone up. Exhale, round. So we've got that forward fold, cat-cow. Inhale, arch, bend the knees. Exhale, round. Back of the ribs up to the sky. 3 more here. Exhale, round. Should feel pretty good. It's like we're really flossing behind the legs in that posterior chain. Last one. And exhale. Now we're in a rounded position. Slowly from here with a nice foundation, you spread your toes out nice and wide. Your legs are in a good position. Make sure that they're not buckling in or anything like that. You've got nice straight legs. Your knees are facing the front of the room. From here, I want you to imagine kind of like a string pulling you from the back of your rib cage. You're going to start to round, and you're going to activate the back of your legs to round all the way up to standing. Whew, head rush. Tuck your chin in, start to roll all the way back down again, flossing through that posterior chain. If you watched my reel this morning, you'll see that. Now, when you hit the bottom, can you really arch your tailbone up towards the sky and bend the knees if needed, but you're really finding that stretch again? You're going to kind of find that cat-cow position that we were doing, that cow position of arching, and then you're going to find the cat rounding, sending the back of the rib cage up all the way up to standing. Chin is the last thing to lift, okay? Exhale, let's come back down, tuck in the chin all the way down, and then we're going to find that arch. Exhale, blowing yourself all the way back up. 3 more, tuck in the chin, roll down. Find that cow position, belly to thigh connection. Exhale, round back of the ribs going all the way up. If you're getting dizzy here, feel free to just make the movement a little smaller. I do suffer from vertigo, so I'm right there with you. You can kind of just look somewhere, make it smaller. You can just keep your gaze in one place. You know, just do what you need to do. Last one, we're rounding down. Arching the spine, rounding to come all the way back up. Should feel pretty good. Okay, tuck your chin in, coming all the way back down. We're going to change it up. So we're going back into our down dog position. So step your feet back. Find your optimal down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, belly to thigh connection. Okay, inhale again. Exhale it out. Inhale. As you exhale, your right foot is going to come behind your right hand, but about halfway. So it doesn't need to touch or anything like that. It's about halfway in between. You can also bend your knees here. So this is going to be a little bit tricky if you do have a lot of tightness, but just find a nice bent position where you can hold onto the ground and you don't feel like you have to straighten your leg too much or anything like that. We're going to play around with a balancing and weight transfer over here, okay? So deep breath in, and then as you exhale, fall deeper into your knee, okay? So if you've got that belly to thigh connection, can you come closer? Now inhale again. As you exhale, come forward onto the ball of the foot. Your back foot it's gonna like almost lift off the ground, but not quite. You want that weight to be very light, but you don't want to lift it off quite yet. So we're shifting, doing that weight transfer. Push back. You can keep that knee bent. Come forward onto the ball of the foot, almost like you could lift your back leg. If you feel pain in your hip here and you don't feel like safe, just bend the knee as much as you can and just play around with some weight transfer in this moment. Push back, come forward onto the ball of the foot, almost like your weight could lift, but then you don't. Push back. 3 more. Exhale, come forward. Push back. Come forward. Push back. Last one. And then back, push back, down dog. Take a break if you need, shake out your hands, whatever you need to do. Okay. Inhale, exhale. Inhale again. As you exhale, step your left foot behind your left hand halfway. You can keep that bend in the knee, whatever you feel is best for you in this moment. But just don't force it. Don't forcibly straighten your leg here. It's really going to do more harm than good. Shift your weight forward onto that foot. The ball of the foot is really holding all that pressure, almost like your back foot could lift. It's not going to. Push back. Coming forward onto that ball of the foot. Light weight in the back leg and then back. All the way forward and then back. Forward. And then back. 3 more. Keep breathing. Breath is really crucial here. Last 2. And 1. Push back, down dog. Drop the knees. Shake out your hands. Take a little break.
I'm even needing a break in this practice, so please don't feel like, you know, any shame. Don't let that ego talk to you when you need to take a break. I'm glad that most of you guys seem to have found the live stream. Apologies again. Let's come back into the down dog. Okay. Deep breath in and exhale. Inhale. As you exhale, let's step that right foot back again, halfway. All right. One more breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, push back. As you exhale, we're going to come forward onto the ball of the foot again. This time, you're going to lift the left leg off the ground. Connect your knees. Pointed back, step back. So we are shifting the weight entirely this time. If that is too much and you feel like you can't trust your hip there, it's just feeling a little bit painful or something like that, just do what we were doing previously. That's still going to be very effective. Come forward, lift that leg all the way, and then push back. Come forward and lift, and back, forward and lift, and back. We're changing it up. Come forward, lift. Now, again, we have all of the weight in that right foot. Play around with this. Can you lift your hands slightly off the ground and then bring them back? Slightly off, really hard. We're activating that muscle there a lot. You can feel it all the way up. And this is really effective when we are increasing our hamstring flexibility. You want to be able to activate a muscle in its lengthened state. This is going to be a game changer for your hamstring flexibility. It is not easy. Trust me. It is very challenging. I do want you to make sure that you are being mindful with your movement here. And if you need to take a break, please do. Let's lift off and back. 2. So hard. 3. Push back. Down dog. Whew. Not easy at all. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. Deep breath in. Exhale, chest to knees. Inhale, step that left foot forward halfway. Shift the weight forward. This time we're lifting that back leg off, connecting the knees. Point it back, step back. Come forward, knees connect, step back. Again, if you've got that bent knee, it's okay. You can keep it bent and still connect. Doesn't need to be straight. Come forward, connect, and back. Last one before we start playing around. And lift. Okay. So we've got all of that weight in the left foot. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, can you lift off the ground? Inhale, back down. Exhale, can you lift? And back down. So hard. Exhale, lift. Back down, last one. Exhale to lift. And back down. Push back down and facing dog. So hard. All right. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, step that right foot halfway again. And we're going to lift right away, bring the knees together. And then from here, we're going to create that cat-cow motion that we did in the forward fold. And of course, on all fours too. So inhale, send your tailbone up towards the sky. Even if you've got those bent knees, it's okay. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Arch. And around. Last 2. Last 1. Step back, down dog. All right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Connect your knees. Inhale, arch. Send that tailbone up. Exhale, round. Cat-cow. Inhale, arch. So hard. Exhale, round. Inhale to arch. Exhale, round. 2 more. Arch. And round. Step back, down dog. Okay, that sequence is over. Step both your feet behind your hands, fold, ragdoll. Grab your elbows, sway from side to side. My necklace is getting in the mouth. We're just swaying. Whew. Okay, we're going to roll all the way up. Chin is the last thing to lift. Checking the time. Okay, I'm still good. All right, you can kind of see me. So we're standing, feet are hip width distance right now, so feet beneath the hips. Now take a deep breath in, lift and lengthen. So you've got a nice straight spine here. As you exhale, I want you to fold. So you've got your hands on your hips, fold halfway. Go as far as you can. So even if you just go this far, that's okay. So don't force it past any sort of pulling point here on your hamstring. I want you to lengthen your hamstring to whatever it is, whatever is comfortable right now for it, put it that way. I don't want you to overextend it or push it too hard with what we're going to be doing now. I want you to feel the length happening, but not go further than what feels good in your body right now, because we're going to be practicing eccentric stretching. Okay, so inhale, lift and lengthen. Hands to hips. Exhale, fold. Wait till you feel the stretch. You're folding, sending the tailbone back as much as you can up towards the sky. You lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. You're really arching, sending the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. And exhale, fold. We're going to change it up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. As we're folded, can you send your weight back? Okay. So now we are sending the tailbone up towards the sky, but I also want you to send it back to me. For me, I mean, it's towards the window. For you, probably a wall. So you're really sending your weight back. Then you're going to lift. Let me just check. Okay, perfect. Oh, that's amazing. I'm so glad. Just wanted to make sure you guys could hear me and that you guys weren't saying that you couldn't hear me. Okay. Exhale. We're folding, sending that way back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold, send that way back, 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 and lift really hard. And you can bend your knees. There's never a time where you can't bend your knees, okay? Fold, send back. 2 more. Last one. All right, beautiful job. Let's come to sit. I hope this is feeling good. I know somebody just said that their pain is going away, and I love that so much. Again, I'm sorry for the link issue. I will be sending the replay if you are late due to that in just a bit. I'm just making sure that I'm not overextending the time. Okay, so I know you guys have probably seen this on my Instagram. So everything that I share on my Instagram, I do teach in my classes too. So I got the membership. I know you guys, some of you guys are part of the membership, but just so you know, that's where I'm typically teaching all of these things. So I spoke about nerve flossing in my reel today, I believe. And I'm just going to show you a little bit of that before we finish up. So it's more of a gentle stretch that we're going to be doing. So right now we are in staff pose. You're sitting on your bum, your legs out in front of you. Now you may even be struggling to sit like that. You can bend your knees. Whenever you feel like you're in a situation where your hamstrings are just not loose enough to be in a position, just bend your knees. You're going to soften this. The alternative is rounding the spine, but this is not good. You're also softening the sort of stretch here in that posterior chain when you round the spine. But rather bend your knees, come into a good posture, right? That makes a lot of sense. So you may be here. You may be here. I want you to flex your feet. You're flexing your feet as much as you can. Toes are coming towards your face. Now you're going to inhale, arch your spine, send your tailbone back, chest towards your toes. We're not folding, but we're just arching, sort of creating a stretch here just by doing so. If your legs are straight, I want you to be flexing as much as you can, so much so that your heels are coming off the ground, arching. As you exhale, we're going to round and point the feet. So if you've got bent legs, you just straighten, point, and round. Okay, so arch, flex as much as you can. Exhale, round and point. Inhale, arch and flex. Exhale, round, point. Inhale, arch, flex. Exhale, round, point. 3 more. Really tucking in the chin here so that we get a nice little nerve stretch in the back of our necks. Down the middle back, thoracic. Last 2. And 1. Okay, coming back to center. Let me see. Everything's good. I cannot see. Oh, the knees. Great. I'm so glad that helps you. That's awesome. Okay. Now I want us to do sort of a traditional little fold before we do one more little nerve floss, and then we will be done. Okay, so we are in a forward fold right now, or we're coming into a forward fold right now, but I want you to really get into your mind. Alignment is key here, so really don't focus on getting flat onto your legs. You really want to make sure that you're focusing on that belly to thigh connection first. You know I talk about this on my Instagram. From here, that's when you can start to straighten one leg at a time. Go down, see where you're at. If you're here, this is where you play around. You take a deep breath in, and then you exhale, straighten more. Now, if you need to stay here, please stay here. Don't force it. Don't rip those muscles. They're going to grow back thicker. This is going to be counterproductive. Go where is comfortable for you right now. You will literally expedite the process if you are doing the correct alignment. It just feels like it's taking longer because you're not touching your toes. You're not rounding, right? So it's like people think that they're going further along in their flexibility journey when they're not. Okay, so we're here. Straighten the legs until you feel that good stretch. And then we stay here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Go further. Wherever you are, deep breath in. Exhale, go further. Deep breath in. Exhale, go further. We are flexing the feet. That creates more of a pull in your hamstrings as well. 2 more breaths here. Exhale, go further. Deep breath in. Exhale, float down. Slowly tuck your chin. Let's round all the way up. Feel that nerve stretch. And we are almost done. We're going to do a little bit of nerve flossing, kind of into the IT band area all the way down the foot. So a good way to do this is, the easier way is with a bent leg, but you can straighten your legs. So totally up to you on that one. I am going to bend my knees this time around. And right away, you're going to grab behind your right leg. You can keep a bend in the knee, and you can also grab whatever feels comfortable for you. It kind of doesn't matter. Here's what really matters. Once you have got that extension, most of what you can extend to, just making sure you can see my leg. So let's say it's here. This is where you start to feel the stretch. Stay there and grab whatever's comfortable. Here's what's important. We're flexing the foot as much as we can. We're keeping a nice straight spine and then pointing. So you're really flossing through this area, getting things loosened up, getting things moving. And especially since our muscles are warm right now, it's going to be very effective. So if you do suffer from things like IT band syndrome, this is really going to help you. Now, you do want to feel that stretch though. So flex and point. You can hold onto your leg here. This doesn't need to be too much work. Just try to keep a nice straight spine so that we avoid softening the hamstring and also getting into a non-optimal position. Flex. Point, keep breathing. Let it feel good. 5, 4, last 3, 2, and 1. Drop it back down. Let's do the same thing on the other side, same principles. Find your extension, what feels good for you. Nice straight spine. We're holding onto the leg. We're letting, it's not passive, but we're letting this equilibrium happen by holding onto the leg. So point and flex. I'm trying so hard to see the comments and I just can't see them from here, but I will take your questions or anything like that in just a moment. Let's do 4, 3, last 2. And 1, bring that leg down. Let's shake out the legs. They worked so hard today. You probably feel like a more flexible person in general right now. I know I do. I love that sequence. It's just so much fun, and I'm really glad that you guys joined me for it, and I'd love to hear how this felt for you. I know it's challenging, but that's the point. We want to be challenged in our fitness journey. Otherwise, we're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to get anywhere. Okay. I'm coming. Okay. Bending your knees is such an eye-opener. I love that so much. I'm listening right now. We'll do the replay. I know I feel the stretch starting in my low back. That's awesome. Yeah, this is going to be really relieving for your low back too. You're so welcome, Damien. Thank you for being here. And I'm sorry for the link issue. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. You can also always reach out to me via email. I would say DM, but on Instagram, you can only imagine how tough it is to really keep up with all of the DMs. And there's a lot of spam. So when people send me messages, it's like inside of a sea of spam too. So it's just really difficult to like see who's a real person, who's not. So email is better. You can always reach out to me and ask me any questions that you are wondering, anything like that. And if this practice was tricky for you, feel free to also talk to me about it and, let me know a moment in practice where you felt like you just didn't know what to do. You felt lost. That's okay. That's normal. I can't see you through the screen, so I could diagnose that issue for you. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'm trying to think if I have any announcements of anything coming up. I mean, I love doing the free classes. I love doing the live streams. I just do apologize because sometimes live streams can be stressful because you just never know if something's going to work or not. I can't wait to go home and try this. How often do you recommend a really stiff person to work on the hamstrings? Anyone. I recommend at least 4 times a week, but here's the thing. When I'm saying that, I'm not saying you need to do this sequence 4 times a week. I'm saying focus on daily movement. So like if you can get 3 different hamstring stretches in per day and it can be spread out, it can be anytime. So what we did, right? Like let's say you're working at your computer and then you are like, let me take a break. I'm going to do some of these folds where I send that weight back and just kind of play around with it. Try to stretch intermittently throughout the day, and that's going to be a game changer. It also takes a lot longer when somebody is really focusing on only stretching when they work out. It's a very short period of time, but if you are sort of adding a little bit of stretching here and there throughout your day, I mean, that's really a game changer. So at least 4 times a week where you're doing that, because, there are days where like on a Sunday, I'm like, I'm not going to think about stretching. I'm not going to think about working out. I usually just get outside and play and I don't, sometimes you just got to give yourself a break. So 3 to 4 times a week, just be like, oh, did I stretch 3 times today? Like have goals for yourself. Oh, running is going to make you really stiff. I ran a marathon earlier this year and that was probably the least flexible I have been in a long time. And I really learned from that. You have to stretch after running every time. No matter what, you have to, because you will get incredibly stiff. And I am a flexible person naturally, just because I was a dancer growing up. So a lot of this has come, from I've learned a lot as a dancer growing up, coming into this. So for me to lose flexibility when I was running, that was very intense. So just do stretch afterwards. I believe I uploaded a runner's. It could be my membership. I can't remember if I uploaded that into my membership or my YouTube, but I believe I do have something for runners. But what we just did would be very effective for runners too. It is a lot of hard work. So if you did like a run and then you started doing this routine, it might be a little bit too difficult. But some of the stretches that we did, the easier ones, would be good to do post-run. All right, guys, I better hop off and send that replay out. I feel so bad that the link didn't work. I'm like nervous to go look at the comments of the other one because this exact thing happened last time and I tried to not let it happen and it still did. I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are amazing. I just love that you guys are here. I wish I could see you all. But I will see you in the next one. See you guys soon.